I'm from an era. I'm an '80s baby, an '80 baby, the best year, right? I remember, like, for us, for men, you get a decent car. It ain't got to be nice. You get a decent car. You got some sounds coming from that motherfucker. Like, you pull up, your shit booming.
You good to go.
Man, you good to go. Like, you didn't even have to have, like, because, I mean, you got to think about, like, from the era, like, Delta 88s, Acras, shit like that. The motherfuckers won't zoom it through no Bentleys and shit like that. Motherfuckers just had cars and a nice sound system, and the hoes will go. They'll jump in that motherfucker. Yo, what's good, family? Welcome to the After Hour Late Night Traffic Report with your boy, Mr. Sincere,
Big Mike,
and B.
So, fellas, listen. Tonight's conversation was about respect and love, and I tried my best to be balanced and be fair. That's why we had K. Callie on the set. But now, I want us to really discuss and just talk about it from a man's perspective, right? How do we feel about that topic? You know, there's love and there's respect. Do we feel loved? And most importantly, do we feel respect?
Let me see if I can get my after hour voice on first.
Okay.
My Barry White. But nah, it's a lot of it's gonna go back to the first conversation since I was on that. And as we stated before, it's not too much different about the love and the respect. I'm just blessed and thankful. I am in a blessed, marriage where the love and the respect is there. Yeah. But I have been in relationships where it had, and it's not their fault. It's my fault where it wasn't in the right place. That love and respect, and as men and being the head of the household, we are the forefront, the forerunners to that love and respect.
Sure.
Yeah. We have to take the lead in that, and we, as we all probably can attest to, you can't ask for something you're not doing either.
Let's talk about it.
That part.
You got to be reciprocated.
Mm-hmm.
B, what's your thoughts on that?
I've been in great relationships. I've been in interesting relationships. But, one thing about it, there's certain things that as men, regardless of how things go, you got to show up. You got to be that person, got to be that rock, got to be that solid point. Even if you're not really getting things that you feel like you should be getting at that point.
Oh, hold on.
Like theme music?
Let's
Like theme music? That's what you're talking about?
But not really theme is not.
No. If you are handling your business as a black king, you deserve theme music.
I respect that.
What I want to talk about, because Big Mike and I, we're married. Let's talk about your current relationship, right?
Yeah.
There's no pressure. You share what you want to share. If you don't want to share, whatever. Let's talk about it, because I think, as we discussed on the earlier episode, love and respect, they have to be in tandem for a positive relationship to flourish. We talked about a variety of different things, right? Yes. But, given that you're, between the three of us, you're the only one that's not married, but you're in a committed relationship.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about, do you feel loved and respected? And most importantly, I think as a younger man, because Big Mike and I was there at some point in our lives, right?
Mature. we were that
right?
mature age.
Let's talk about your POV, because I think that the landscape has changed so drastically.
Yeah.
And there's probably like a 13-year gap between you and me.
Yeah.
And a little bit more with Big Mike.
Oh, come on now.
But, dating or courting,
different now.
It's so much different than when we were in the game. So I'm really interested in what your POV is on it, and how do you maneuver, and then, how do you balance your relationship, and are you getting the things that you feel that you need whether it's love, respect, trust, loyalty. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. In my relationship, yes, I do feel like I'm getting all those things. Which is absolutely beautiful.
Good.
So for me, one thing that I had to realize, especially having a child, is a lot of things were taken for granted in last relationships where it was, well, you're just supposed to do these things.
Yeah.
Where it was things went unnoticed because, this is what you're just supposed to do. I'm like, well, technically, yeah, I am supposed to do it, but at that same point, you should still be respectful and considerate of the fact that
you're doing it.
Exactly.
That you're doing it. Yeah.
But I think now, especially with this generation, it's a lot of these women grow up where it's like, I don't need a man. I don't need these things. I can do things on my own. That's like, okay, if you feel that way, that's fine. But be open about that. Be real about that. Don't say that, but then expect something else.
But since you're in this generation and how you said I'm 10, 12 years, 14, 15.
No, I said, no, sir. I said I was 12 years.
Let's move on.
You better put 10 more on yours.
Let me just sip my drink real quick.
It's what you're saying, and I like what you said. That a lot of the generation with the young ladies now, they're saying, I don't need a man for this. I can do this for myself. When you go into a relationship, and I'm just my opinion, it's going to be hard to get respect if you're speaking that to me.
For sure.
If you're stating that to a man, a real man,
then you don't want a man.
Correct.
You don't want a man.
You don't want a relationship because you're telling me I don't need you. Who wants to go in anything where they're saying I don't need you?
You're optional.
I'm not saying, and it's not a matter of fact of needing, but you're telling me.
Yeah.
You hear it just as a placeholder.
But then you're expecting me to still show up the same way, even though you're saying something
that's
different.
hard.
When you're giving me a half-ass commitment and you want me to give you a full commitment.
You telling me.
That don't make no sense.
But at the same time, I'm not able to tell you that you're doing these things, but I have to be able to show you to where you come up with what I'm saying, where you think that you're thinking it yourself instead of me telling you.
So let's unpack that, because I just think as a man, and I think this is the problem, probably more so in the younger generation than my age or either Big Mike age.
Hey, man, we're going to skip this age thing.
No, what I'm saying is, like...
Now I'm messing with you. Let's go. It's funny.
There's different T's and C's.
Oh, I know. I love it. I'm messing with you, man.
For every generation,
yeah,
right? You would acknowledge that, right?
Yeah.
There's different T's and C's, and T's and C's are terms and conditions, right? There's different T's and C's for every generation. And what I'm saying is, if your generation is saying that, hey, we can't even confront these women and tell them that they're moving recklessly, or what you're saying is not incentivizing me to commit to you, then that's the problem.
Oh, yeah.
Because in our generations, we can confront the women and say, hey, this masculine energy that you're giving out is not cool. It's not what's up. I'm not jacking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think and that's why I really I don't want to make this whole segment about you, but I think that your generation and younger, you guys are faced with a different type of woman than we were faced with in our generation.
Because the picture of love and respect is totally different in this generation now. Your generation and my generation, it was about love and respect more, in the sense of it was about you and your partner, and she took you the way you were more. Yeah. Y'all can build something together. You can grow together. Now
these women want you to be a final product,
right?
Yeah.
And they
when they ain't got their shit together,
and they want you.
It's goofy to me
because it's your responsibility to get them out of where they're at.
They want you to have the 6 figures and the this and
they
the
want
that.
You, it's like Build-A-Bear. They want you already. You want you a final product. And it don't even make sense. Like the math is extra goofy because they want you to be a full product and they still working on themselves. Mm-hmm. If I'm a full product and I got my shit together, then why the fuck would I want you and your shit ain't together? Mm-hmm. That don't make no sense to me.
Because in the mindset, it's not about them.
Oh, for sure.
They're and that's I will say, especially with the younger ones, a lot of the issues is the lack of accountability. Where it's like, if I see you doing something wrong, even if it's just a friend, if I see you doing something wrong, or you have a boyfriend that you ask me questions, I'm like, well, what are you doing? I'm perfect. I do this, A, B, and C. I'm like, okay, cool. Nobody's right 100% of the time.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's the lack of accountability that we're in this position, especially with social media now. You can go on social media and find your group, your tribe. You can find whatever you want.
Yeah, right.
So you have social media to where you feel like you would never be wrong because you know where your group is and you can follow that. However, you're trying to build a life with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's real
Who
rap.
doesn't have that same perspective.
And it's
Got to be able
built,
to.
and it's built on social media, what they see, and it's what I'm trying to say also with that is social media. But if he drives a nice car, or if he has on all the, I'm
gonna have to pitch you back.
Well,
I'm gonna have to interject on that.
well, what
right?
I'm saying is it's a lot built on material things.
That's always been the case.
But it's
Well,
that part right there, because I recall.
It's
go ahead,
more now. It's.
I don't think so. Actually, I don't think it's more.
You don't think so?
No, because listen,
Or social media making it seem like it's more.
social media that's making it seem like it's more.
Okay, I agree with you.
I'm from an era. I'm an '80s baby, an '80 baby, the best year, right? I remember, like, for us, for men, you get a decent car. It ain't got to be nice. You get a decent car. You got some sounds coming from that motherfucker. Like, you pull up, your shit booming.
And you good to go.
Man, you good to go. Like, you didn't even have to have, like, because, I mean, you got to think about, like, from the era, like, Delta 88s, Acras, shit like that. The motherfuckers won't zoom it through no Bentleys and shit like that. Motherfuckers just had cars and a nice sound system, and the hoes would go. They'll jump in that motherfucker.
But what you're saying in comparable is a decent car. All we need,
You had some thump, you had the hoes.
What's what I said? When you had a decent car, you had music. You're right. That was the trend. You had a decent car and some music. We didn't went from decent cars to now you got to have a $400,000
No, these
car.
bitches is goofy. I'm sorry.
But it's also
I'm sorry.
but it's
These
also
chicks
different for the fact that when y'all were growing up, like you didn't have like with a social media only shows the positives of life. Like you actually had to be there for y'all.
You can only see, you could only imagine what the eye could see.
Right.
That's the difference. So regardless of whatever city I was in, state I was in,
You can see that.
you know, there was people that had things, had cars. They won't, like I said, they weren't no motherfucking Bentleys and Raris and Rovers and Range and double R's and all that shit. It was fucking Caddies, Delta 88s, Acras, shit like that. You know what I mean? But you had wheels on it. If you had a Jeep, you had a Tahoe, you had a Bourbon, you had an Escalade, but it was a much different time. Like now, these bitches are so goofy. They want you to have a motherfucking Bugatti.
But the rules change.
A Bentley is a fucking Honda to some of these disillusioned chicks these days.
But the rules changed because perspective changed. I went from only being able to see what was near me to being able to see
to go around the world
and see
in a
anything.
matter of swipes, and that's what's dangerous,
Well, it is
right?
dangerous.
That's what's dangerous.
I agree with your perspective, but it also goes back to losing touch with reality.
Yeah.
You know,
with social media for sure.
Because you can swipe up and see, it's still not reality to you. It's still, like you say, a dream.
But it's like the key point of it is really the fact of it hits something emotionally. And that's what the thing is now. It's like everything is tailored off of how I feel in the moment. So especially with social media, I only go on social media and see the things I like. I don't get challenged.
Yeah.
I don't get challenged on certain things. So that's just the biggest difference between all this now is I have more access and yet I'm only seeing things that make me feel a certain way.
Okay.
So that's a good segue to close the segment. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to let you close the show, B. Because you're living in that life. You're in that generation. What are some gems and some things that you would recommend to fellow young men as yourself? Close the show.
I will say this. The big thing I can tell you is work on yourself. Know your worth. Know what you want to do in life. Just like actually go after your purpose. The people will follow. The women will follow. Focus on what you need to do, and the right people will put themselves in place.
There you have it. This is the first after hour show of the Late Night Traffic Show.
Talk about it. In all black. I love that.
All black.
know?
Let us know what you think, and we're going to do many more of these. Until the next time, stay sturdy, choose wisely, and we'll catch you in traffic.